Okay, welcome back everyone. As we learn broadcasting here from South Fallsburg, New York, in the second parak of Masechta Succa, and we are sponsored as always by the Fisher family, Nishmas Basi Bas Robert, Shlomo ben Avram Alevi, Perel Bas Ruvain, also Lila Nishmas Rabbi Rachmiel Gershom ben Reb Tzvi Yehud, Lefu Shalem Fel Yomis ben Chayes Sarah, also sponsored by Yoel Klugman and family for their Gzund Parnasa Nachas, and we also learned for Avigdor Aryeh ben Rivka, he should have a Refu Shalema B'Seich Shar Chayli Yisrael. So here, Gemara tells us, Rebbe Eliezer Eimer, and that's Mishna Vav, in the second parak, Rebbe Eliezer Eimer Arba Esrei Sudas Chayiv Adam Lechel B'Sukkah. Rebbe Eliezer says that since it says Teishvu Ke'en Teduru, you have to live in your house in the sukkah like you live in a house, just like it was the custom to have two main meals. So the 7 days of Sukkot, remember Shmini Atzeres is Yom Tov B'Pnei Atzmai, so the 7 days of Sukkot you have to have two main meals, so you have to have 14 meals. The Gemara Achas B'Yom Achas B'Layla, one in the day and one in the night. The Gemara asks, but what about if it's 7-day Yom Tov, during that 7 day there's a Shabbos, and that means that there has to be at least 1 day with 3 meals, so shouldn't it be 15 days, 15 meals? After all, we learn out from a psukim that you have to have 3 meals on Shabbos. It says Hayoim, Hayoim, Hayoim. So the Gemara will answer that yes, it's true on the Shabbos you have to have 3 meals, but on the day before you don't have a main meal on Erev Shabbos in order to come into Shabbos L'tei Avain, like the Kitzur Shulchan Aruch says you should skip the meal before Shabbos to give a rest once a week to your digestive system, so then it comes out to 14 meals. The Chacham say you're not mechuyev to have 14 meals, to the contrary. Teishva Ke'en Tedura tells you just like in your house, if you want to eat, you can. If you don't, you don't have to. So in the sukkah, you don't have to eat. If you don't want to wash, you don't want to have a meal, you don't have to. The only time you have to have a meal is on the first night, because the first night we learn Gzeirah Shavat Tes Vav from Pesach, just like on the first night of Pesach you have to have matzah, Be'erev Teichlu matzahs. So therefore, on the first night of Sukkot, you have to eat in the Sukkah. There's no set amount, except for the first night of Yom Tov. It says the Mishnah further that if you didn't eat the first night, if you didn't eat the first night, you could complete it any other time during Sukkot, and even B'leila Yom Tov Achron, even on the last day of Shmini Atzeres, even though it's a regel b'fnei atzmai, but we learn out, just like you could make up the Chagiga, if you didn't bring it earlier, you could bring it on Shmini Atzeres, you could eat that meal even on Shmini Atzeres. The Chacham say, sorry, if you didn't eat the first night of Yom Tov, you lost your opportunity. Ein l'davar tashlumin, there's no makeup. Al Zen Hemar, concerning this, it says, Ma'uvas lo yuchal iskaid, it's like something crooked that cannot be straightened. The Chesaron, it's like something missing, which lo yuchal lihimanais, which cannot be counted. Misha Yeroisha v'rubay b'sukkah, if he had the head and the majority of his body in the sukkah, v'shulchanai b'seich habayis, the table is in the house, Beishamai Paislim, Beishamai Pasels Midrabanan, because we're afraid that your body might follow the table and end up eating outside of the sukkah. Or Beisil Makshiran, Beisil says it's okay. There is another machlokes here, says the Rav, that if the sukkah could only hold the majority of his head and his body, according to Beis Shammai, that sukkah katana is puzzle, while according to Beis Hillel, it's kosher. Amla Beis Hillel, Beis Shammai, so Beis Hillel said to Beis Shammai, we have a proof for you. Loi kacha yemais, wasn't there an incident, shalchu ziknei Beis Shammai v'ziknei Beis Hillel, that the elders Beis Shammai and the elders of Beis Hillel went levaker as Rabbi Yochanan ben Akarani. They went to visit Rabbi Yochanan ben Akarani. Matzo sha'ayu roishe v'ruba b'sukkah. They found his head and the majority of the body in the sukkah. V'shulchana b'seich habayis, the table in the house. V'lo yom alei davar. and they didn't protest. So you see that it's good. Amalem Beis Shammai says, Misham Raya, you're bringing a proof from there to the contrary. Afheim Amru, like they told Rabbi Yochanan to Acharoni, Im Keno Yisa Noig, if this was your practice, Lo Kiyamta Mitzvah Sukkah Miyamecha, you never fulfill the mitzvah of Sukkah. At least the Rabbanan, if it was a big Sukkah, Midaraisi would fulfill, but Rabbanan, because of the worry of his head following after the table, you wouldn't have fulfilled the mitzvah of Sukkah at all. As always, we want to thank you for joining us. Remind you that we are here throughout the week at 8:50 at zoomdaf.com. Wednesday night will be the Chumash share. Also, remember, if you would like to sponsor a share, 718-916-3100, rmmwsi@aol.com. If you're up in the mountains, I hope to catch you in the Woodburn Shul by Rabbi Youngreis, or in the Woodridge Shul, probably on Shivas B'Tamas, by Rabbi Grossman. Thank you very, very much. And Rabbi Goodman, thank you very much for joining us, and have a wonderful evening.